Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Olmchauskas. Today's the 25th of May, 2018. So welcome everyone, guys. Welcome to this last Traders Tea Time this week. So we're going to have a look at the markets, what's happening with them right now, and how to prepare yourself for next week. But before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Also, before we jump into the charts, quick reminder of our JFD research page here, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis, and some other different information that you can find useful here, guys. So, yep, do not hesitate to visit us here, and yeah, I think you can find something useful. But for now, let's quickly have a look at the chart. So the first one I want to start looking at is the FTSE 100. Now, we are certainly trading sideways today a little bit. I mean, we saw a nice move here to the upside early this morning, but then eventually, I mean, the day is now pushing towards the red zone. I mean, let's see where this candle will close today. Certainly the good level of support that we are watching here is the 7690 area, approximately there. We do have the 7700 level first that could be hit, but below that we do have, like I said, we do have the 7690. Now, like I said before, let's see where this day is going to close, but at the moment the momentum seems more to the downside, so we are keeping an eye on that level here. Certainly we also have the 21 EMA here approaching that area, but to be honest, like I said, let's first go step by step, and let's keep an eye on the 7700 first, and then the 7690. Quickly, let's have a look at the DAX now. So DAX is also initially we saw this nice strong candle to the upside. It seemed that it wants to continue pushing higher, but it just quickly got tested the lower bound of the rising channel, and now we're seeing we're getting a nice reversal here to the downside, and currently testing this 21 EMA here on the daily chart, shown as a yellow line. The question here is, of course, I mean, are we going to break below this and move a little bit lower in order to close the day somewhere around yesterday's closing levels, or actually this candle is going to stay within this bigger one and just going to stay like this basically till the end of the day? Certainly, let's wait and see. But at the moment, of course, this is not looking good for the DAX in the longer term. I mean, next week we could end up moving a little bit lower here. Maybe we could even touch this 200 EMA here that's approaching this level right here that I've got marked, the 12,740 area, approximately there. We could end up moving towards that area, and then of course we'll have to evaluate it again, see if it wants to rebound or not. But if the selling will continue, then, well, watch out for this next key area of support at around 12,600. But like I said before, in order to consider that level, we need to see a nice move here below the 12,740. On the upside, for us to kind of become more bullish on this one, we would need to see a nice move above the psychological 13,000 again, and eventually back inside this upwards moving channel. So for now, of course, until we see that, until we get something like that, at the moment we're more bearish than bullish, and yeah, we're keeping an eye on this next level here, the 12,740. But this is something for next week probably. Let's have a look at gold. Now, gold is an interesting one, and definitely reacting to these current geopolitical tensions here. between the US and North Korea, and of course we're seeing this nice pop here to the upside. We broke the psychological 1300, guys. I was talking about this level, I was telling you to keep an eye on it, and of course we're now seeing this resistance here at around this 1307 mark. Certainly that 1307 also coincides with this 200 EMA. Even though we've broken the 1300 to the upside, and now we've closed above this, we need to see a nice confirmation close above the 1307 in order to kind of become more bullish on this one again. But for now we're seeing that this level continues to hold. Certainly let's see where this week is actually going to close. If it's going to close below, then well, I mean, we could maybe see another move. Next week we could see another move here to test the 1300 from above, and then of course we'll have to evaluate it there, because I mean, if we'll start seeing breaks below here again, we could end up moving back below the 1300 and testing this area again, the 1290, or slightly maybe above it. We also have this upwards moving trend line here that was tested here. It was broken once, but actually never got the price never closed below that trend line. This trend line, just to remind you guys, has been running since December 2016. So it proved to be a nice bouncing ground. It pushed higher from here, so now we are keeping an eye on this 1307. And just to make it more interesting as well, oops, let me just quickly, sorry guys, let me just shift this a little bit. So there we go. To make it more interesting, we've got a nice downwards moving trend line here as well. Well, probably more resistance line, I would call it, running from this peak here, capturing this other peak, and we are actually testing this downwards moving resistance line from underneath now, and that is around the 1307 mark. So very interesting spot, very important level to watch. Let me just quickly highlight that. Very important level to watch. Let's see if it closes below or above today. If it stays something like this, I mean, there could be still potential for gold to break this one to the upside and push higher, but like I said, let's not over speculate. Let's see where it wants to close this week, and we'll have to judge it from there. Let's quickly have a look at US oil. Now US oil continues in a nice beautiful downslide here. I was talking about these levels here, and we've broken the 69.55 area approximately there. So now we're pushing lower. The question here is, are we going to stay below this level or not today? Are we going to get a close below this level or not? Certainly if we do get a close, then well, it's not looking good for oil, and we could end up moving lower here, testing this 50 EMA shown here as a red line, and then if that doesn't hold, well, we could end up moving lower here, because we do have a nice upwards moving trend line here that started around end of August 2017. This potentially could get tested if we start seeing breaks below here, and especially a break below the 66.70 mark approximately there. So watch out for this, guys. I mean, watch out for more downside potential. It could be interesting, let's say like that. On the upside, we would need to see a nice move back here, back above this upwards moving support line. If we do get something like this, if we do get a sharp move back up, then well, probably the downside could be off the table, and we could start aiming towards these higher levels. So let's have a look at quickly at DXY. So the dollar index, and the dollar index is looking strong today, and yesterday had a down day, and let's say a red day, and now it's pushing here, breaking this 94 level, pushing towards the 94.20 approximately there. Managed to just slightly touch that level, and currently stalled just below it. Of course, the question here is, are we going to get a close above this or below, or actually even we're going to get a close somewhere in between the 94 and 94.20. But nevertheless, I mean, still this is currently looking quite bullish, and we might see some continuation to the upside next week, but of course, like I said, anything can happen. But let's just stay sharp here, because we're also not far from this upwards moving support line here, the steep upwards moving support line, so which is actually also kind of tempting to get broken as well. But I mean, for now, we're just kind of, because judging by this current price action, we're just going to consider this more bullish than bearish. The next potential level to watch, if we do get a nice break above the 94.20, the next potential level to watch would be this 94.65 area, approximately there. Could get tested. It's a nice level of resistance, and this level acted as a good level of resistance around this area here at around November time 2017. And yeah, guys, I mean, could get a nice test here, but if that doesn't hold, well, we do have even a better level up here, the 95.15, approximately there, which was the high here in October last year as well. So keep an eye on this, guys. I mean, watch out for this, for more upside. If certainly we start seeing a break below this upwards moving support line, then, well, we could aim for these lower levels right here. So watch out for this one, guys. Quickly, let's touch on the euro dollar. And euro dollar, well, you probably understood by looking at the DXY that if the DXY is popping to the upside, I mean, the euro dollar is probably moving to the lower side, and that is what's happening right now. So currently we're testing this bottom side of the Bollinger Band, and let's see where today's day is going to close, because we do have a nice strong level of support here below, which is, let's say, quite a bit farish from where the price is right now, the 115,500. That's the level that we're keeping an eye on. Certainly something probably for next week if this price activity, this selling momentum will continue. So watch out for this level, guys, the 115,500, but that's, like I said, something for next week. And of course, let's keep an eye on today's close. Let's see where it wants to close. If it wants to close above this 117,150, well, I mean, probably we could push away the downside away for a little bit, because we could aim for this downwards moving resistance line here again, maybe for a quick test of it from underneath. So, but then again, like I said, this is something probably for next week. Let's just keep an eye on it. Quickly, until haven't ran out of time yet, I quickly want to have a look at the one interesting pair, which is the USD CAD. Now, finally, we have moved out of this channel that I was talking about, this channel range more, this between the 129 150 and the 127 300, approximately there. We managed to move higher. I was talking about this one this morning, and I said keep an eye on it. If we get a nice break here above, we could end up testing this downwards moving trend line here, or we can say the upper side of the triangle formation that we've got, which we're seeing here. So certainly the question here is, are we going to close above this or below? Keep an eye on it, because we are currently at around this key level here, the 129,500. Of course, we're slightly above it, but nevertheless we could end up moving back below this. And, well, I mean, if we do get a move below this, then we should stay sharp, because this could be seen as that the bulls didn't manage to kind of stay above this, and the bulls are kind of losing strength, and we could end up moving lower again. So for now, we're just gonna judge it by the way it is, and at the moment it's looking bullish, and we are looking at this next potential level here, the psychological 130 mark, that could get tested as well. Certainly the question is that going to happen today, or is this something going to be for next week if this price stays above this upper side of the triangle? Keep an eye on this 130, guys. A good level to watch, and could be something interesting. If we start breaking it to the upside, then we could end up moving towards this previous high here that we had in March at around 131,200, approximately there. So watch out for this, guys. I mean, some interesting developments happening here right now. Let's see where it closes this week. Okay, guys, I'll probably have to wrap it up here, and I thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you found this useful. So if you want to join me on Monday on my Traders Espresso, so please do. That's 6 o'clock GMT time, 7 o'clock British Summer Time. But for now, I hope you have a good US session and a fantastic weekend. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.